Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it was sent to me by one of our dear brother. This is the translation of the message that he sent to me. The translation reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? Desperation is what made me to become a ritualist. I came here to South Africa. I was really young. I was just a young boy. I even had my first sex here in South Africa to a South African woman. When I came here, I was only 18 years old. Then I started staying in this other location. So there was this very beautiful woman, and she was staying next door to the place where I was staying. So I then started dating that woman, and I thought that honestly she loved me with all of her heart, but she was just in love with my money. So that woman then said, you are just wasting a lot of money. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to speak with my brother-in-law, and I'm going to find out if he will be able to allow me to build a backroom shack so that you and we can stay at his house, not paying any rent. And I was really happy because I had this other small diary that I had brought with me when I came to South Africa, and I had written all the things that I wanted to achieve when I would have came to South Africa. So since back home, my parents, they had said that if I was able to buy some solar panels for them, then we can try to start a small business, like a small tuck shop. So those were the items that I wanted to buy. So when I calculated, I saw that I was wasting a lot of money paying rent, and I then agreed. We then bought the materials, and we then ended up building a 2-room shack for me and my new girlfriend. So my brother-in-law, he kept on asking for money. By the time that I broke up with my girlfriend, he had built a lot of backroom shacks using my money. And then when my girlfriend dumped me, he then said, there is no reason for you to stay at my place anymore because you are no longer dating my sister. So they kicked me out, and I started struggling a lot. By the time that I returned back home, this was in 2018, and when I returned back home, I then found out that my father, he had since passed away, and because I had changed my number, because I did not want my parents to know that I was now dating an older woman. I returned back home. That was when I found out that my father, he had since passed away, and I just felt really desperate because I returned back home and I did not have anything, nothing, Brother Nashi. Yet I had spent so many years in South Africa, no child, no wife, no money. And when I saw that my mom, she was in such a desperate situation, and when I looked at my other age mates, the ones that I had left back in my village, most of them, they had bought cars, most of them, they had started their own small businesses. So I said, let me try to go and to dig up for gold illegally. That was the only plan that was left. So I went and I started digging gold illegally whilst I was working there. That was when I met this other woman who was a white garment prophet. So people need to understand that someone might be a white garment prophet, but they will be just a traditional healer, because now most of the traditional healers, they know that they are not making a lot of money, so they would rather become prophets because they know that most of the people are praying. When I was in South Africa, I had started going to the white garment church, and I continued when I had returned back home in Zim. So I went to that woman's shrine, and she then started praying for me. But after she had prayed for me, she then told me that I was supposed to bring the spirit of my mother back to her shrine, because that was where I was going to find my success. So when she said that I was supposed to bring the spirit of my mother back to her shrine, I did not even know that she meant that my mom was going to die. She then gave me some charms. She told me that when I would have arrived at my mother's compound, I was supposed to take those charms and I was supposed to rub those charms on my face, and I was supposed to speak first with my mother. The following day, my mom, she was unable to do anything. She kept on vomiting and vomiting, and she had severe diarrhea. She was vomiting. We had to buy some adult diapers because she had severe diarrhea. So I then rushed back to that white garment prophetess and I told her everything that was happening back home. She then told me that my mom, she was sick, but it was the prayers that she had given me that were making my mom to be so sick. So she told me that my mom was worthy of a sacrifice. Her spirit was supposed to be brought into her shrine. I then refused, but after I had refused, when I was about to leave her shrine, she then called one of her assistants and she brought some water, which was in a plastic dish. She then prayed for the water. Then she started to wash her hands and she said that anything that was going to happen to me, I was not supposed to return back to her shrine, for she told me that my mom had already been accepted as a sacrifice and she was going to die. There were no two ways about it. So I felt so scared. So I said we should continue with the ritual. So we continued with the ritual. And from that moment, when I said we should continue with the rituals, I then started hearing my mom. She was whispering in my ears and she was telling me not to kill her. She kept on asking me, what is it that she had done wrong? And she kept on asking for mercy, begging for mercy. I told that prophet that I was hearing my mom speaking with me, and that prophetess said that I was not supposed to show her mercy, for if I was going to forgive her, it was the same because she had already died. If I was going to show her mercy, then she was going to kill me instead, for she was already dead. So we continued with the ritual. That white garment prophetess told me that I was supposed to go with my mom to the clinic and they were going to say that she has cholera, but this was not a natural disease that was afflicting her, but it was spiritual cholera. That prophetess then gave me some money and I started a small business. I was selling fruit and veggie. Each and every day she will come and pick me up, then we will drive around town. We did this for 3 weeks and she will point at the people that she wanted me to give money to. But usually these were your drug addicts. Those were the ones that we were giving the money. She would tell me that she has already stolen the gift of that person that I would have given the money. Even right now, this is what I am still doing, even though I have made so much money, but I have to constantly go out there and donate money to people that are poor. Then I return back to her shrine. She is the one who gave me the money, and after she would have given me the money, then the task that she will give me is to go around giving people that are poor the money that she would have prayed for, so that those people, if they have any gifts, then those spiritual gifts, they will come to her. So this is my own story. I did this because I was just a desperate man. Dear listeners, right there was a translation of a message that was sent to me by our dear brother. That was the narration of that message that he sent to me.